All right. We are. All right. No going live on Twitter. I'll try and add it back here, but we are live on YouTube. What's going on, man? We're officially live. How you
Yeah,
doing?
no problem, man. Yeah, doing well, doing well. It is 10:06 here in the land down under. I'm in Melbourne now. So last time on stream was in Western Australia, but I'll be spending a couple of weeks here in Melbourne at least. So here we are. How are you?
I'm good, man. I'm very good. I'm definitely thinking there's going to be setups today with all of this Trump nonsense going on. You know what I
Yep.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
Think we're gonna have some setups. So I'm definitely keen to see what you're looking at. I got to mark my levels real quick, so maybe I'll do that. I know a lot of people they like to see how I do that for the volume profile levels, so I will do that. And I'm just gonna real quick share this link on YouTube to Twitter, so at least people can see it there.
Yep.
We'll see if some people come in. I think a few people are going to come in. Our stream last week actually did pretty well, man. There were a lot of people in there.
Oh, good.
Relatively, of course, you know.
Yep.
Boom. All right. So what I'm going to do real quick. So actually, these were the trades that I took this morning. I know you were not at the desk, I'm sure, because you were probably sleeping. But it's funny. I mean, in hindsight, man, I'm thinking, damn, I could have held these trades just an extra couple points would have been nice. But I'm still happy with the day. I mean, it was like 750 times 3 accounts, so it was a good day. I really like this short the most because we had this like 15-minute, 5-minute SMT divergence, just clear as day between the NQ and the ES. And at the end of the day, we were up in a deep, deep premium. You know, we had swept higher time frame liquidity being right here. So when we sweep like a 4-hour swing high up in a premium, and then we get clear SMT divergence at the highs, I'm looking for shorts every day. I also liked the way these lows were kind of stacking up. So kind of engineering liquidity to the downside there. So this short was good. I definitely liked this short, but I think this was my favorite one because I think the analysis made a lot of sense. But this is the thing, like I trade a lot of high risk reward setups, but also you don't need to. Like you could trade these little scalps and they add up, man. They really do.
They do.
So this was a 1 to 1.5. This one was like a little over 2R. So especially like on my first trade, if I can capture 2 or 3R and I do find another setup, I'm not going to push it as much. Like if I could just add an extra 1R, 1.5R when I'm already up on the day, to me, it's just like icing on the cake. You know what I mean? So even though it did drop a lot further, I felt a little bit of FOMO, but it was nothing too crazy. I was pretty happy with my trades.
Yep. They were really clean setups, man. I like what you said about being able to just take the scalps when they're there. We were just talking a little bit about that off stream, when you've got, when it's clear, you just got to go for it. It really is as simple as it gets, man. I will take, a 7 to 1. I'll also take a 1 to 1.
Yeah. We were talking about that on the last stream. Like it's whatever's there, right? Whatever makes sense.
That's right.
I'm with you.
That's definitely right.
So what I'm doing right now, I'm just marking off my marking up my volume profile. This is what I do every day to start off. These are my key intraday levels. So mark that off, mark the previous day's value area high, value area low, point of control, and then previous day's high, previous day's low. All pretty simple stuff. So I'll get that going. I'm already, I know I was saying shorts, but technically we do have the 80% setup in play until we engage this point of control. So maybe longs up to the POC for the Asian session. That's possible.
Well, I have to be transparent with you. I have already taken a position, but I want to see your analysis.
Okay. So I'll give my analysis real quick and then you show us your position. So, all right, what I am thinking and seeing, and we got some people in here. What up? Erkan's in here. LJ. LJ says, hit the like button, everyone. Yes, I'm not good at remembering to tell people to do that shit. Hit the like button. smash the subscription, whatever, all that good stuff. But yeah, Erkan, I'm using SVP for Asia. I use the session volume profile for everything. I use electronic trading hours. A lot of people ask me that. They assume I only use the New York session hours, like regular trading hours. That's not true. I use ETH, electronic trading hours. So the profile takes information from all 3 sessions. I feel like there's no reason to give up 60 to 65% of information. I don't understand why you would do that. But yeah, electronic trading hours. But based off, if I start off on the 4-hour, kind of what I was saying, I mean, we are in a deep premium. We've swept liquidity again on the 4-hour right here. Boom. So that was pretty clear. That's what kind of, fed the short bias. We got the 15-minute SMT divergence, which was right here, and then we sold off. But I do got to remember that we are in a higher time frame uptrend, daily uptrend. And I do think we're going to all-time highs sooner than later. But can we pull back a little bit first? I think it's possible. We're still up in a deep premium. But if we're going to keep running the next few days going into next week, I mean, I think this premium daily fair value gap makes a lot of sense as the draw, and then ultimately all-time highs, which is these relative equal highs right here. But I do think we could pull back deeper before we run up to that level. So then just going into the hourly, for now, if this SMT divergence continues to hold, part of me wants to see us come down to sweep out this wick. So I could see that happening, but maybe not for Asia. Maybe Asia fulfills the 80% setup. And then, so we kind of grind our way up here. And then I'll use my golden rule. I mean, if we're below the previous day's point of control, I look for shorts. If we're above the previous day's point of control, I look for longs. That would be pretty nice, but that's this is a pretty picture perfect idea. I'm sure it'll be messier than this, but this might be the general idea of what happens. Maybe the POC holds as resistance and we go lower to take out 5,910. Let me just go down to the 15-minute now, see if there's any relevant fair value gaps. Yeah, I mean, we got this big 15-minute gap. I think I'll mark that off. For short-term bias, I like the idea of sticking to the shorts until we inverse this. But if we inverse this gap and start breaking above the POC, I think this will be a very clear long. Let's take out previous day's high. But yeah, let's get your chart up because I do not have a trade on yet. So let me pull yours up.
Okay, so no trade for you at the moment. Beautiful. Well, this is the giveaway and what I'm in at the moment. So can you see?
Yes, sir.
My screen. Yes, sir. So we're in a long. Now, for me, what I was looking at for this long setup is if we just scope out 30-minute at the moment. So I'm looking at this long-term range. So we hit a really nice level last night, and obviously came down quite a lot. Usually, what I'd be looking for, is a continuation after a big strong move like that, which could happen. Like you said, we could move up to the point of control, move down. We could even just dump from here. A lot of the time, we'll have a hard time moving even past, order blocks in this local area, and then we'll just come straight back down. However, what I noticed is that we did pull back into the discount area of this range. So just going from bottom to top. So that gives me reason to think that we can at least expect some sort of a breather, but it's not quite enough for me to say that that's going to happen. But on the lower time frame, this is what we saw. ES actually did not take the previous day's low.
We have a bullish S&T right now?
We have a bullish S&T.
Ooh, okay,
so
nice.
That's what I'm saying. I think you might have missed that one because so you saw the S&T at the top.
I did.
But this is but this is a previous day sweep S&T, and it's more recent. And I'm like, okay, we saw that, and a bit of a just we're already starting to form 5-minute fair value gaps that are holding here. I'm like, okay, well, I would like to see at least a breather into where you had before, which is the point of control, which is I think a little bit higher. But for me, the safe play is at least going to be to the 50% of this range, which we could potentially start to see, some downside again, but at least a bit of a breather. So that's what I'm looking for. That's why I'm in. I went below 2 recent lows, so we got this one, and then I'm below this one, so that's enough for me. But yeah, that's what I'm looking at. That's what I'm in for NQ. I also have a gold position on, but that's for NQ, and that's what I'm in. So it's just wait and see now. Yeah.
Yeah, I do not hate it at all, man. I definitely can see the thesis. How many points is your stop right there on the NQ?
So that's going to be 61.5. That's the points reading, right?
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So that's a good amount of space. Like you got some room there.
Yep. Yeah. 61 points, and we're shooting for 121 points. So
beautiful. And you took that on your funding pips?
I took that on my funding pips. So we've got for those that don't know, I just was given my funded account. So last time we were on stream, I think I was in phase 2 somewhere. And yeah, I just finished all the onboarding. So I was just given the account. So I'll show you at the moment. I don't know if you can still see my face, but I've got them 2 going. So I've got one that's 360, that's the gold. And then, the NQ position is just hovering there. So
dude, you make me miss MetaTrader, bro.
Yeah, man. I like MetaTrader. I won't lie. I've opted in for the monthly payout cycles. That's going to be 100% reward for a monthly payout cycle. And we'll just see what happens. We'll see what happens, boys. So yeah, happy with that.
Dude, I think you're gonna do great, bro. I feel like you've been trading real good. You got a nice, and it's a 100K account, right? So it's not like a little baby CFD account. You have $10,000 of static drawdown to play around with.
That's it, man. And if I stick to my risk rules, I just can't.
What are your risk rules?
Hitting. Well, at the moment, I've just said I'm not risking more than 1%. And I used to fluctuate that a little bit. I used to be like, if it was coming down, I was really confident with the setup, I would add into that position. But now if I'm going to do that, I'm going to have to risk less than 1% and then add in later. But I can, if I get like really confident or cocky, I can end up taking some setups that aren't quite to the full criteria, which can lead to, loss streaks that go, 5 losses in a row. So that can happen, which isn't a big deal. Like I can recover from that, and like I can make 5R easily in a day. But if I risk more than 1%, then I can potentially give away a lot of drawdown that that I can't afford to give away. So just at the moment, I'm just not risking more than 1%. That's really easy for me to recover, really stress-free, and I don't mind taking it a little bit slower in terms of the profit now. Because
I mean, what's great about funding pips, bro, and with these CFD firms is you don't have like profit targets. I mean, if you make $1,000 in that account, like there's nothing stopping you from just waiting and withdrawing that money, which is one of the things I really miss about trading the CFD firms, because that's what I did when I was trading them. I remember, I would rotate. I had a bunch of my Forex funds accounts, and I would truly, all I would do is make 1 or 2%, and then I would lock the account up. And I didn't care if I made that 1 or 2% on Tuesday. I would just lock it up and trade a different one. And I didn't have these targets, and I had static drawdown. I mean, the 2-phase evaluations are really annoying, but you do get, you get a really nice prize for it. You get static drawdown, no payout caps, no profit targets, just trade, make a little money, withdraw it. I mean, that's what I love about those firms.
Yeah. And I would have to say, man, when it comes to trading prop firms for me, of course, the number one thing that I'm going to look for is trust. Like I want to know that they're going to pay me out. But the second most important thing is trading conditions, because the restrictions I want to have just like the least amount of restriction as possible. Like if I can just trade the way that I want to trade, I am a happy man. And, even if it means I have to wait a month to withdraw my money, I don't really care. If I can trade the way that I want to trade, I'm confident trading that way. If I need to, modify my trading style to close trades quicker, or I can't trade, during news or whatever, things like that, these things really stuck with me more than anything else. So that's the reason why I've really stuck to these CFD firms at the moment, is just the flexibility that it allows me to trade the way that I want to trade. And of course, I just stick to larger firms that I know have a bit more of a reputation for paying people out. So I could be confident in that
I mean,
regard.
with funding
And that's
pips, you're clean with funding pips. You're gonna have no issues. They're
well,
like
that's
one of the
what
giants.
everyone says. But at the end of the day, I've seen like the leaderboards, and I've seen like the leaderboards look like, you have people getting paid out, the top 10. Most of them are like, 4-figure payouts, maybe some 5-figure payouts. We'll see. If I end up getting like a consistent large 5-figure payouts, whether they let me keep my account, which
Well,
I just don't.
okay, yeah, you are right. See, that's one of the things with the CFD firms. I have noticed that because they have no ability really, like they don't put people into live accounts ever. So when people start really cleaning them out, they do end up like if you really start to clean them out, like multiple 5-figure payouts, and you're up 6 figures with a single firm. Uh, from what I've seen in recent years, like the last year, especially after futures kind of, because I think they took a lot of market share from the CFD space.
Yeah.
I have noticed they might try to ban you or find reasons to not work with you anymore. But bro, maybe it's smart to just like stay under the radar, like spread out the risk upon multiple firms eventually, like all the good ones. I mean, what do you have? You have funding pips, you have E8. E8 funding is another good one. You got a few others, and maybe just like spread that risk out and try and just lock in 1% per account, but trade 500K accounts, lock in 1%. That's 5K a week. Something like that.
True. Definitely. Well, that's definitely the goal, is to build out to that, and then, just funnel those profits into a personal, at least a portion of those funds into a personal account. So I can eventually not, rely too much on prop accounts, even though they'll always be there and I will use them for as long as they're good. The idea is to, put that money into personal, but you're right. And that's what I'll do. I'll spread it around. But yeah, I'm yet to enter that world. So I'm yet to figure out I guess the nuances behind getting paid out from firms, what I can withdraw, what I won't be able to withdraw, what they'll sort of look at and won't look at, things like that. I'm just a little bit skeptical. I'll just, obviously you can tell them that's all it is. Just a bit of skepticism. Like, are they going to pay me or they're just going to ban me? I don't know.
I mean, the thing is, since you're brand new, since you've been trading personal capital mostly, the fact that you're brand new, you don't got to worry with funding pips. You'll get those payouts. You'll get
cool.
There's no doubt.
Cool.
Yeah.
Excellent, man.
Yeah.
I'm stoked about that. So, because I don't know how much I'm not in the way that you're conservative, as we spoke about last. I'm a little bit more aggressive. So I don't see myself locking in 1% and stopping. I see myself trading through to the full month, unless I get to if I manage to make, let's say, 10 or 15K profit, I'll probably stop there, just because it will make sense to me to start working on another account, because that money will then start to mean something to me personally, just to be honest. But unless I was really got it to at least 10K, I don't think I would be stopping trading the account for the entire month.
Bro, I'm totally with you. I mean, that's why with futures, the game is just copy trading. I'm trading these 3 Tradeify accounts. They're at $4,000 profit. They need to get to 6. But when I get them to 6, I'll be able to take out 7,500.
Yep.
So I'm the same way in a certain regard, because I want it to be worth it. But the way I make it worth it with futures firms, it's through copy trading.
Yep. Yep. That's perfect, man. And so how is the prop world going with you? Because last time we spoke, you were doing you did have a CFD account that you passed. I know you've always worked on these futures firms. What accounts are you working with at the moment besides the Tradeifys?
So right now it's just Tradeify.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, literally just Tradeify. I had a couple of my funded futures accounts, and unfortunately just blew them. So no payouts from it. I've been paid out from my funded futures many times in the past, but this round I had 2, blew the accounts. And honestly, not that this is an excuse, but they weren't my highest priority. These Tradeify accounts are the highest priority right now. You know what happens, bro? like when I buy challenges, a lot of times I forget about them. And then if I failed the challenge, because with futures, it's a monthly subscription model, they'll renew,
Yep.
right? And I like just forgot. I didn't even remember I had them. And then I get an email that I
Yep.
renewed my account. So, and I kind of like that because it's like a nice surprise every now and then. And I go, oh, cool. I could just try and pass these things in a day. And sometimes I
Yeah.
pass them. So like this time around, I passed a couple of them that I forgot that I even had. And
Yep.
then I just like I traded them for a couple of days, but they weren't the focus. And then I just blew them, and I was like, oh, whatever. But the
Yep.
Tradeify accounts are the main ones because also I've realized that I really need to stick with the higher account balances. A lot of people in the future space, they love trading the 50K accounts because
Mm-hmm.
the drawdown to profit target ratio is like almost a 1-to-1. Whereas the
Mm-hmm.
other ones, it's going to be a bit higher. It's like usually a 1-to-2. So they talk about how you have you get a better bang for your buck in a certain way if you're trading
Mm-hmm.
50Ks, and people just, they go, well, I could just copy trade a bunch of them and it's the same thing. I
Yep.
understand that, but I don't know. Part of me, I just do better with, I need more drawdown than
Yep.
$2,000 of trailing drawdown. Like I just need more.
Yeah.
So these 100Ks, you start off with 4 and like, okay, that I can work with. Trade responsibly in the beginning until you make that buffer, and then I can build it up. But I need that extra drawdown. And those My Funded Futures
Yep.
accounts were 50Ks. So it's just like, I can't do much with that, man. I'm going to pull my
Yep.
screen up. I was so tempted to take a short on this inversion because I'm thinking, even if your idea is going to play, I think I could possibly catch a scalp, like catch like 25 ticks on the NQ. We have these equal lows right here.
Do it,
But I
man. Take me out.
might have missed my shot. I'm a bit cautious because the thing about Asia, it loves to like just take one more sweep. But what I'm kind of seeing here, we actually we have SMT all over the place. We have a bearish SMT right here.
Mm-hmm. There
You
we
saw
go.
that? Yeah. So ES
I didn't
took
see
that.
it, but
Yeah,
yeah.
ES took that high. NQ is not yet. This is a lower time frame one, so I don't know how long it'll last, but that I think is kind
Yep.
of helping fuel this little move. I'm thinking maybe like we could just take out these lows here on the NQ and the ES. Maybe I'll take
Oh
it on
yeah.
the NQ. I don't know, dude. I've been solely trading ES lately, and I've been liking it a lot more. It's
Yeah.
been a lot less
Saw it.
stressful.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
I might try this.
Do your thing, man. Let's have a look.
See if I can get in a little bit higher so I'm not chasing it. I'll set a limit order here. We can get filled there. Oh, I might get filled. This might be preemptive. I might cut it before a full stop if it starts going against me right away, which I got a feeling it could, honestly.
You can set that order nice and quick with Trade Evade. Hey, that was nice.
Yeah, that's one of those are some of the benefits of futures.
Yeah, man.
Really clean, really clean execution. And a lot of futures traders, like with the CFD firms and FX, a lot of people are way more focused on like 15-minute trades, like trades based off the hourly, because you don't have to close at the end of the day. But most like futures prop traders are really sticking to like low time frame trading.
Yeah.
But one of the benefits of low time frame trading with futures is just really beautiful, clean execution.
Yeah, man. I love that. I really like that. And
so
you're doing instead of doing static risk, you're doing just like one contract. Is that your thing? You just do
right now? I'm just trading. I'm literally just trading one E-mini contract on the ES. My risk is anywhere from $250 to $400 max per trade. Max. Usually it's like $250 to $300.
Yeah.
And I'm looking for, depending on the setup, like when I trade Asia, I gotta look for base hits because there's even lately, even though there's more volatility, there's not enough volatility for me at least to capture like big moves. So when I do trade Asia, I want that base hit. I want, if I got a 25 tick stop loss, I want to capture 25 or 30 ticks, maybe 40 if it looks really good.
Yeah, got you.
So yeah, and then in New York, I could go a little higher if the setup's there. Like I could go for 3-4R. But yeah, my risk is pretty much the same. I have not traded more than a single mini contract. But remember, I mean, minis, that's the equivalent of 10 micros. So
I
And
know, yeah.
in this volatility, I mean, one mini really is like, I mean, I'm up $4,000 on these accounts in like 10 trading days, trading one single mini. Like if I do
I
the
know,
math
right?
here, I mean, look at this range from today, from the high to the low a day. That was like a little over 300 ticks on the ES, right? One contract with 300 ticks is almost $4,000. Like
Yeah, man.
a singular mini is actually a pretty decent amount of size, with at least in
Yeah,
relation to these prop firm accounts where you have tight drawdown. You know, it's trailing in the beginning. You got to be careful. So
quite nice
yeah,
indeed.
but yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I don't. This right now is like a, maybe I would classify this as like a B minus setup, maybe even
Okay.
C plus. I don't think I'll even allow it to go to this full stop. I'd be happy to cut it early if we break above this inversion right here, which I think could happen. I don't know. I like this SMT. I like the sweep. I like the 1 minute inversion, but I see what you're saying with this higher time frame inversion here at previous day's low. Previous day's point of control is above us. 80% chance that we are going to engage this level at some point today. So
At some point. And like you said, a lot of the time during Asia, we will get that after that big move during New York. A lot of the time, we will sweep that low again. The only reason, only reason why I didn't, I'm not biasing shorts for the initial move in Asia today is because of that. Mainly because of that SMT at the low, because
yeah,
the 50%
it's strong.
isn't, yeah, because reaching that discount is good, but it's not quite enough. I would want to see another level, but having that SMT at the previous day's low and then on the open, we just gap below that previous day's low. It's like, okay, well that was made it enough for me. But if it does turn into a loss and you end up being right, I'll be just as happy with that anyway. That's fine.
I mean, what's good, man, is my trade, I'll be out way before your stop loss even gets hit. So best case scenario, we come down, we hit my TP, sweep these lows, and then it just continues on to the higher time frame bias. That would be
Yeah,
ideal.
that's right. Yeah.
Yo, Ack is in the
That would be
chat
good.
though. My buddy Ack says, "What's up, guys? What's up, brother? How you doing?"
How's it going?
All right, we're starting to get a little bit of movement. The other thing about Asia is it can be so rangy at times, even when it's moving clean, that like being a few ticks in profit means absolutely nothing in Asia.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
you know.
Yeah.
So we'll see. I like these
Very
equal lows
cute.
though on the 1 minute. Like we have a 1 minute model here, right? We have bearish SMT divergence up at the highs right here. ES swept liquidity. Then we have the 1 minute inversion, and we have a low time frame draw on liquidity, being these 1 minute equal lows. So, I mean, it's a setup. You know, it's a setup. We have a valid like 1 minute scalping model.
I do see it.
But I agree with all the things you're saying, like SMT divergence in a discount. So we'll see. Play it by ear.
I might we're in a little bit of profit now, and since my gold setup, since it is only a scalp for 1 to 4, I think I'm going to move that now to break even.
Nice. Here, let's get your screen up. You actually didn't go over the gold setup. Let's take a look at that.
Yeah, I'm sure people would love to see how I analyzed gold,
especially for Asia session traders, because gold moves nice in Asia.
Yeah, man, one of my favorite things to trade at the moment, and especially during Asia. So I'm just move this one to break even. Let me know when you can see it and we're good to go.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's take a look at this. So basically what I was looking at for this this trade setup is ideally I was looking for shorts, looking at this is the 4 hour now. So as you can see, I've drawn ranges everywhere, but we're in basically the premium of this range. Now, one thing gold loves to react from is going to be the midnight open prices. So I always turn that on for gold. And when you hit that perfectly, did I turn on the right one? I think I did, but it's not showing it right there. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So here, this one right here, We hit it right in the premium, which is great. So we hit that midnight open last night or during the New York session, came rejected off it. And then what that gave us was basically a fractal play within this range, which I'm looking from this low to this high. We've come into discount, right? We've taken out the major low within that range. And then we've started to create just a bit of a bullish model. So we've inverted this 15-minute here, this fair value gap.
That.
Yep, so we inverted that one there, and that was after taking out a low. So we're looking at bullish range, take out a low, invert the 15-minute fair value gap, play up to the 50% of this middle range, which is a conservative target. But I would rather just take the profit. I'm not, even though it is bullish, you could potentially go higher, but I want to get in a bit of profit buffer before I start taking longer term. Well, yeah, before I start hitting stretch targets on this funded account. So literally just going to take it up to the 50% of that bullish range from this inversion, and that's it. It's really as simple as that. So yeah, we're in that one now, and I just set this one to break even. So if it comes back down into that inversion, I'll be tapped out, which I'll be fine with. But yeah, for now we're in it, and that's it.
Yeah, I like it, man. How often? I mean, I know you like to move stops to break even. Do you have a system around it? Is it like when it goes to a certain R multiple, or is it more discretionary for you?
It's a little bit discretionary. It also depends on the pair, man. Like I've said it many times in our group, NQ, the way I enter positions, for some reason, I always enter them in areas where on NQ specifically, it wants to come back down and tap me for break even before it rips again. And I'm doing my best to try and let positions on NQ breathe, because man, it has been a thing forever for me where NQ will come back to break even and then it'll rip. And I'm like, it just is not worth for me to get tapped out at break even. I'm much more better off letting it go into a loss, because the amount of times it goes to break even and then rips 5R is just too often. But yeah, if it's a low risk reward setup on gold like this, for example, there's no point in me letting it go into a loss. Like if it comes into a bit of profit, like what this one has, I'm just going to set it to break even, because we're only going for 1.4R. So for me, psychologically, doesn't make sense to let a little bit of profit turn into a little bit of a loss, and then even if it goes to 1.4R, it's like, well, I only lost out on 1.4R. I didn't lose out on like a 5R target, So for this one, just, from that planning perspective, it just makes sense. But, if it was something that had a 5R potential, it was like, with trend, we didn't just hit a major level, things like that. And I was going to then make maybe a higher target up to like, a different, maybe a volume profile level in the premium area. So it was going to be worth a little bit more. Maybe it was up here or something, I'd maybe let it breathe a bit more. But it's a bit, so there is a bit of discretion that's involved. It depends on the risk, depends on the reward, and depends what makes sense for me in my head,
Yeah.
So that's it.
I like it, man. Yeah, you always make me want to trade gold, because you find some good setups on it. But every time I look at the damn thing, it just doesn't make sense to me. I'm just not in tune with it. Like I just haven't watched it enough to feel in tune with gold.
Yeah, man. Well, for a long time, it was the same for me as well. Gold can slap you around a little bit. That's the thing. It can be.
Yeah.
It can
be just like NQ.
Yep, that's right. It can be a little bit unforgiving, and when it does decide to rip, it can rip. A lot of the time, the risk reward on gold setups can be a lot larger than other setups, but the win rate can be sometimes a bit lower. So depending on the week, but of course, but it can definitely work out that way. So it's important to not over risk on gold is one thing that I've realized as well, and that's why another reason why I had to be a bit more strict with the risk rules, man, because of the pairs that I trade, they can definitely go through periods where you just get slapped around. NQ and gold, these are dangerous pairs to trade. So if I'm risking a little bit too much, I just get wiped. So, but the risk reward on them can be really good. So there's no point, just be a little bit conservative, be happy to take the L's when they come. And then when trades run into profit, great. I just make everything back. So I'm happy with it. Yeah.
That's the beauty of the high risk reward system, because if you're somebody that can handle taking a couple of paper cuts to get that one trade that's going to make it all back plus 3, 4, 5 times, it works out. It works out great. That's why I always loved high risk reward, and that's why I really can't ever just go to like a single 1R. I mean, I do sometimes, but more times than not, like my average R multiple, even still, it's like 3x right now.
Yeah.
And
yep.
And the big thing for me is, I think we talked about this on the last stream. It's about reducing my risk as soon as things start working out in my favor, or even just cutting trades before they hit my full stop loss if it's not working out at all. So it's funny because a lot of times I'll start a trade and I'll start off with something like what we're in right now, which is a 25 tick stop loss on the ES, right? But I won't take a 25 tick stop. I'll be getting out of that thing by the time it's 10, 12, 15 ticks against me. And it just helps me keep that R multiple up, because when I'm right, more times than not, I'm not going to sit and chop for 30 minutes when I'm right. When I'm right, the trade's going to work out. So
that's right.
That's how it is for me. Like if it's not working, I'll just move on to the next thing, or wait for a better setup. Which this might happen here right now. I mean, it's just really damn slow right now. I mean, we're really not going anywhere. I'm not invalidating my idea, but I'm not liking it. When I look at this 5 minute, I think we could very easily come up and take this high one more time easily. So I might have to cut this if we get back above this, which I think we're gonna. I'll probably cut it early. I think, just not looking great. We couldn't even I marked off this little 1 minute fair value gap, and I was hoping to see this inverse as well, and we didn't get that. So I think I'm getting ready to cut this move. I'm just going to wait for the reaction in here. But the way the structure is forming, I won't like. I think it's more likely we're going to take this high, but I'll give it a moment.
Yeah, the NQ one's holding pretty well for me, but I did get tapped out of my gold position for break even. So I'll be probably looking for another entry, because it still could be valid, because we still haven't broken below that 15-minute inversion that I was looking at. So I'll be looking maybe to take a short-term low within there, and then see if we can get back in if we get a nice reaction. So I'll be waiting for that one.
We got. Sorry, no, go ahead.
And I was just going to say I'm holding the NQ. It's done literally nothing. So
there's no invalidation on it for either side yet.
Yeah, exactly.
We got my boy Erkan is long NQ, so he's following you. He's fading me. So you got one on the side right there.
Yeah. Thank you, Erkan. Let's go.
Yeah,
let's pump this
Erkan's a good trader too. He's a good trader. So I got to second guess myself a little bit here. And then we got Elijah just came into the chat too. What up, brother? How you doing?
Hey, Elijah. How you doing, mate?
So we'll see. This went back to my break even just now, and now it's back into a couple ticks of drawdown. Decent reaction off that inversion. This is what I like about inversions. I can use, like, even if my initial stop is up here like it is, if we break above the inverted fair value gap, like at that point, the idea is already invalidated for me, because this was the entry criteria. So if that doesn't hold, it's like I really don't need to sit in it. So I'm just watching. That's why I didn't want to close it right when it was up at the top right here, because I'm like, all right, let me at least wait, see if we get it back above 955 on the ES.
Yep, perfect, man. Let's see.
Erkan, if you're long, bro, send a markup. Let's see. I want to see what you're looking at. Let's see, how many ticks is it to these equal lows? Because I might even close it before it gets there. Well, it would be a full TP. I could look for like 30 ticks, and that would be just before the equal lows. So my TP could be around 944.50, but I'm not even going to place it until we break this low at 949. I don't know why, but I always set my stop loss, but I don't like setting my take profit until it starts working for me, because it's just like annoying when I have to close my take profit for some reason. So I like to wait. I don't want to be preemptive.
Do you have to close it separately?
Well, on Tradeovate, I can just click this, which is exit all. And if I hit this, it'll just flatten all my positions at once.
Yep. But it's more of a psychological thing by the sound.
It's just psychological. Yeah, just psychological.
Yeah, man. I can see that definitely, because you see that little, might have say, oh yeah, you take profit plus 4,000 or plus, whatever, plus how many ticks, and then having to give it up, close it down. Okay, I give
psychological.
up.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll see. I will feel a lot better if we could do two things, which will kind of go hand in hand. We invert this little bullish gap right here. And if we take out 949.50, I'd feel pretty good about us at least getting down to like 47, taken out. This was the beginning of the 8 p.m. kill zone hour. So you've probably noticed this because you trade Asia a lot. I mean, dude, right at 8 p.m. Eastern, we always just get like a quick injection of volatility.
Yeah, man.
Okay, here we go. Now we're
starting getting a push.
Okay, let's look for 944.50.
We got the current days. I know you don't look at it very much, but the current day's value area low is just underneath that low where you want to take your, or on NQ anyway. I'll sort of I'll show my screen after anyway, but it's underneath the recent 5-minute low, the current day's value area low, which is nice. That means, and there's also a fair value gap there. Like that'll be a good area if I was in a short to take a profit, or even for me potentially to take another little entry long, because it is quite likely we're going to get a reaction there.
Nice.
We'll see how much I'm risking. I'm already risking 1K though. One of my risk rules, I don't want to go too much above that. So
yeah, 1%, right?
That's right. I'm already at 1%. So I'll have to just watch it, I guess.
Yeah, well, this is the thing with Asia, man. If this was New York session and we were this close to my TP off this candle, I'd be like, okay, we're good. It's happening. But with Asia, I have no fucking clue. Like it could just rip right back up to the upside in Asia. So that's the thing. Got to be careful. But again, I would not have taken this trade if we did not have these equal lows. I think I would have been a lot less interested. So these equal lows, though, are nice. So if you guys see, I reduced my stop. So now my risk is reduced. And that's exactly how I keep a higher R multiple. That's exactly how I do it. Because now, I mean, I was getting ready to close it manually if it broke up here. But now, especially because it started going in my favor, it's just the way I do it. I like to reduce the risk as soon as I can.
Yep.
So now this went from a 1R or like a 1.2R to this would be, a little over 2R.
Yep. Somebody just mentioned that we are bouncing off the VWAP, the current day's VWAP, which is also true. On NQ we are anyway. So the current day, well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't think you look at that, but we are bouncing off the current day's VWAP, which it will be interesting to see if we break that or whether we hold it.
I need to start looking at that a little bit more.
The thing is, for Gabe, you mentioned about the VWAP. The thing is about when the day just opens, you've got this VWAP, right? For me personally, I don't rely on it to hold. That's the thing, right? Because at some point, this daily VWAP is most likely going to be broken. The first move of the day it's not always going to be the move of the day. It's just as simple as that. So if we get a move up and then that first touch on the VWAP for the day happens, it doesn't mean much. It could literally just break through it and then start, decreasing for the rest of the day and then get a break and retest of it. It's just, it's not enough.
Well, I guess also if you're looking at, like, you're trading the Asia session and you're looking at the start of day VWAP, I mean, it's based off the volume of the current day, right? But if the day just started, maybe there's not much volume yet. Like the VWAP's going to It's the same idea on why personally I don't look at the like current day's volume profiles, because I know those levels are going to move with price. So I just always feel less confident using the current day's profiles, where I know yesterday's profile, like it's a static level. It's just, that's the level.
Yeah.
But see what I mean? This is Asia right here. Looks good, and then it just kind of can rip back. But when you're trading Asia, you got to just accept that this is how it goes. We'll see. I'm kind of just going level to level once again. Ideally, now, if this is going to work, I don't want to see this inversion fair value gap go back up, but it's not as strong as this one. This is still like the main line in the sand, so I like where my stop is. But if this is going to be like a nice, clean, easy move to take the equal lows, this would be ideal. Like just come back up, go back down. We'll see.
Right. Well, Gabe's mentioned that first tap is typically reliable for him. Well, I guess we'll see how it works out in this circumstance. Sure. Well, I'm long, so I hope you're right, Gabe.
Yeah. Ercon's long too. I bet he hopes you're right too.
Yeah, that's right. Ercon's also long. Gold is coming down for me. I'm actually quite keen on getting back in very soon, because we've got it's pulling into a bit of a discount of a 5-minute range that's going to be inside of the 15-minute inversion.
Here, let's get your screen back up. Let's see what's up with gold.
Yeah, so this is like, for me, really a clean, lower time frame setup, because before I just went long around here, but now it's sort of setting up. So we're on the 5-minute chart. We have that's a 15-minute inversion, right, from here to here. Now under this low, for example, we've got like a 5-minute fair value gap that's in this 15-minute inversion. It's also in the discount of this 5-minute range, and it will provide me a really nice risk reward to the target that I was going for earlier. So I could put the stop loss under that low there.
So you're thinking about re-entering?
Yeah, I'm thinking about re-entering. I want to see how it reacts. Let's say it takes that low, because my setup's still valid. I think my setup's 100%. Still valid. It's just that with now that I'm not in drawdown, and now that I'm not going to have risk on, I have the opportunity to get a bit of a cleaner entry. So I'm looking at it. My setup, I don't think is completely invalidated, but sometimes I'll do that. I'll get out at break even, but if I can get back in at a better risk to reward, something that looks clean like this is spot on, man. I'm all for it. I'm all for it. So yeah, we'll see how that ends up going. Not sure if anyone else is trading gold, if we're all just looking at NQ and looking to make some bank off that one. It looks like it's bouncing NQ. Let's go.
Yeah, it is. I think your long might be looking good. We're pretty close to my reduced stop. You can put my screen back up.
Yeah,
we're pretty close. And this 5-minute, once again, I mean, if this 5-minute candle prints like this, I'm thinking I'm probably gonna get tapped out at the reduced risk. But we'll see how it closes.
Yeah.
Also, I mean, we got previous day's value area low right up here on ES around 59, 62, 63. That might be the area for the short idea that I'm kind of looking at here. That might be a better key level for it, if I was even going to be right. So, because we're not really at a key level on my trade idea. There's no level here. We just have the bearish SMT divergence, and then I used the inversion as an entry, and I used this as the draw on liquidity.
Yeah,
but I don't really have a key level. I mean, some people would like maybe. Would this even be an order block? No, it would not, because we didn't take the low. So there's no order block there. Yeah, no key level, and honestly, no lack of displacement on the 5-minute. Like from a 5-minute standpoint, we're just, the displacement is down here.
Yep.
We created this fair value gap. We held it beautifully, going higher. Yeah.
I'm not sure if you looked at the 4-hour as well, but not only did we come into discount of the range, but there is a 4-hour fair value gap that we've bounced into as well on NQ. I don't know if it's visible on ES, but there is.
Yeah, there is. It is on ES.
We do, and that is the most. I mean, it is a discount fair value gap. There's another on NQ as well. So
no, that's clean. That's clean, bro. Yeah, Honestly, maybe we're just gonna stay bullish, and this is gonna be like a great spot for longs up to previous day's high, like overnight. That's
Could
possible.
be. Could be. Could
Honestly,
be.
yeah, I think this is probably gonna get tapped out. One thing I gotta say, maybe when I trade Asia, because I've been loving ES, but maybe on Asia I got to stick to NQ, because I think if I took this same trade, like I got short somewhere in here, right, on my limit order, and if I had my stop here, like 75 ticks, that swing would have got me my 1R to like 1.3R. We would have captured like 100 ticks. So maybe I got to stick to NQ in Asia just because of, I mean, ES is slower to begin with. And then when you're trying to scalp Asia, you probably need that little extra push of volatility that NQ gives you.
Well, man, I mean, let's be real though. Like, even for Asia, today is slow.
It's slow.
Real
Yeah,
slow.
it is a slow day. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, like, I don't think we can look at today as like a prime trading day. If whether it was ES or whether it was NQ, it's just boring. Nothing's happening. It's just bobbing up and down. So maybe ES would work on a different day. Is what I'm trying to say.
Good point. No, it's a really good point. And I really believed that there was going to be some good volatility today because of all the Trump Musk stuff. I thought we were going to get some decent volatility, but it's it doesn't look like it's going to be it. I mean, I think where you're at, where you're positioned on those longs, I think is nice. Because you could hold that and just kind of you take your time. It's the morning for you. You could just chill for the next few hours, and if it hits, it hits.
So in low volume times, more than any other, lower time frame structure tends to hold better. Like if we have a slow Asia day, it would just like follow that 5-minute structure and won't break it. Yeah. So again, that's just something to consider, not exactly an entry criteria, but
good point.
Pretty hard for it to break change structure when the volume's just like not there.
Yeah, Gabe OP is saying, "Look at it go." I mean, it's kind of going. It's not really going anywhere.
Look at it go! Look at it go! It's frozen.
And Urcon says he flipped short. Urcon, did you take profit on your long, bro? You must have. Yeah, Urcon really be scalping.
If he flipped short, then he I doubt he took any profit long. Probably got out of the loss.
I don't know where he got long, but shit. We're seeing. I'm gonna stay on stream until either my stop hits or it gets close to my TP. That's the goal here.
Urcon got stopped on his long. Hey, where was his stop?
Oh, he got stopped. Okay. Yeah, you know what? Because he's like hyper scalping, I think. So he's got like quick, probably like tight stops, in and out type shit. So he must have got stopped.
Interesting.
A small move like that.
But he must have went long near the local high then.
Yeah.
And the stop wouldn't have even been below the local low, which is, I don't know. It was really just might have been trying to be catching a momentum play on a day where there's no momentum, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's just no momentum. with a day like this, if you're trying to like play a range, like a tight range, you got to just get in like with limit orders at the extremes, stuff like that. If you're trying to scalp it, maybe.
Yeah. All right, man. Well, we'll see what ends up happening. Looks like we're not going to get too much action at the moment.
Yeah, man. Really slow. This whole week has been pretty tight during Asia, unfortunately.
Yeah. But it's okay. That's totally fine. It is what it is. Damage control's in place. So, like I said, we've got gold. It's out for $25. So I'll buy myself a coffee, another one.
There you go.
And this one, if it ends up being a loss, it's no big deal. We'll see how it goes. The opportunities, when they come, and we'll be there for them. So, but I do have to get off onto business now, man. We've got to get to work. My phone's been going off the hook.
No doubt, brother. I always appreciate you hopping on, man. I mean, I feel like Aiden's going to be one of my regular Asia streamers, so
man,
he'll be back.
Day, anytime.
Yeah.
Any day, anytime you call me, the chance to trade with you, man, is like, it's like my birthday. You know, I'm happy. So,
Well, it's mutual, bro. The feeling,
yeah.
likewise. But yeah, bro. All right, I will catch you next week. I'll stay on a couple minutes. I'll let everyone watch me get stopped out here, and then I'll cut the stream.
Yeah. So Gabe, I'll maybe enter that last question. So before I get going on NQ, he's wondering what the target is. If you're wondering what my long target is, it's 21,700 for me, which is, you know, in the middle of that 5-minute range that we've got, or that, you know, 15-minute, I guess, downward range from the tank that happened last night. So 21,700 is what we're looking at. No problem. So Zach is live streaming, not me, just so you know. So I'm just going to be bouncing off. Zach's going to continue the stream. And soft beverage with your question on Tesla, mate. I guess we'll leave that question up to Zach to answer. We'll see.
I'll take a quick look at Tesla before I get off, for sure.
But it will probably be in the same conjunction of what we would expect from NQ. You know, that's largely what's driving the price of NQ. So similar analysis. All right, boys, everyone, thanks for having me on, and we'll chat again soon.
Brother. Absolutely.
Peace.
Talk to you later, man. Peace.
See ya.
All right, guys. Yeah, I mean, I'll happily stay on stream until I get stopped out. I've been consistent, though. I promised 2 Asia streams a week on YouTube, and we've been doing it. It's just been slow. You know, it's been a pretty crappy Asia trading week. It just hasn't been very good. Like, if I zoom out, let's look at the previous Asia streams this week. Get some of this stuff off here. Like, okay, this was Asia yesterday. I mean, absolutely nothing. Just no trades on that. We look at, okay, I mean, Tuesday was all right. We got a swing. We had a move where you can capture like 30 ticks on the ES, 8 points. So there was a decent move on Tuesday. Unfortunately, I did not stream Tuesday night. And then Monday was okay too. Monday was okay. But previous weeks, we were having some really, really good moves. And I'm sure they'll be back. So, you know, when I get back next week and we stream more Asia, I'm sure the volatility will pick up. Soft beverage. Thank you, man. Appreciate you enjoy watching it. Yeah. So I stream on ASFX TV during the New York session 3 days a week. That's kind of like my main streaming gig. So definitely check that out. I'll put a link in here for you. It's a paid service though. So what I'm doing here on my YouTube is free, and I'm going to be doing it during the Asia sesh a couple nights a week. And but the paid service through ASFX TV, if you want to check it out, I'll put the link right here for you, brother. You could use code ZARB. I think you'll get like 50% off if you use code ZARB. I think there's even a free trial though, if you just want to test it out too. But yeah, I'm on there 3 days a week. But regardless, I'm going to be doing this on my YouTube. I'm trying to grow my YouTube channel a little bit more and put more focus on it. I have a ton of videos up and more coming. So I'll be doing this 2 nights a week. Let's look at Tesla though. We know we're going to get stopped out of this. I mean, there's no way. So we don't need to watch it. Let me check out Tesla. I agree with Aiden though. How he said it's going to follow what NQ is doing for the most part. I agree with that. Obviously, we have a bunch of drama going on with Elon Musk and Trump. I don't really care about any of that, at least when it comes to trading. But I will, you know, I got to be aware of it so that you're ready for this kind of volatility. Like the volatility made sense when you started seeing those Elon Musk tweets, man. Fucking calling Trump like an Epstein guy, saying he's on the Epstein list. You just knew there was going to be volatility in the afternoon, and especially on Tesla. But if I look on the 4-hour here, let's start on the daily. We'll go like top down. Right away, let me answer this question for you so you can understand my analysis. The trading tools and strategies that I use is ICT and volume profile. That's what I trade, ICT and volume profile. So I use fair value gaps. I use like the previous day's point of control, value area high, value area low, and then just classic ICT concepts. I use fair value gaps, breaker blocks, the concepts of liquidity in the form of old highs and old lows, and that is what I use. So if we're looking at this daily chart, obviously, I think were these all-time highs on Tesla. Yeah, right around when Trump got elected, which makes perfect sense. And if you see right here, so this is what I'm talking about, liquidity. Sorry, my cats are fighting. If you hear that, I apologize. But if we look at this swing high right here on the daily time frame, this was the previous all-time high on Tesla. And this is exactly the kind of concepts that I use. So we swept this daily swing high, right? And then we got like a seriously textbook market structure shift on a daily time frame. We created a bearish daily fair value gap right here, right? So there's our liquidity sweep taking that high. We get displacement. We make a lower high, lower low, create a daily fair value gap, tap into it, and move lower. And what I'm seeing right here, honestly, I do think we go lower. I think Tesla is coming for these equal lows right here. I think this is a very clear draw on liquidity, honestly. Just stacked relative equal lows and continue this current bearish momentum, to be honest, especially after this candle. I'm thinking maybe if we kind of just hold this inverted 4-hour fair value gap, we could consolidate, push up a little bit. But ultimately, as long as we hold this level, I like a move down to 213. But I'm not an individual stock trader. I just trade the indexes. But if I had to give some analysis on Tesla, I'd be looking for 213 for sure. Are we still in this? Oh, I can't believe I didn't get stopped out yet. Let me see where I'm at. It's still so close. Yo, Ike is in the building. What up, bro? I am enjoying the New York weather, man. I hope you are too. You're in New York still, I'm sure, right? Yeah, it's been great. Warm weather, man. Honestly, it's been like actually pretty cool temperatures, surprisingly. Like I'm sure you know, it's been like 58 degrees sometimes in June, which I don't mind. Like I like the warmer weather, but I also, I'm in New York City, bro. You know how it is. It's fucking hot and muggy. So I'm appreciating the bit of cooler temperatures in the city here. Soft beverage, you like the analysis? Thought the same thing? Hell yeah, bro. What's you mean my win rate? So I operate a bit differently. Okay, we're about to get stopped out here. So I have a lower win rate than 70% soft beverage. What I do is I go for like a 1 to 2 to 1 to 3. So I have a higher R multiple, effectively meaning my wins are going to be 3 times what my losers are. But when I do that, I'm taking a trade-off that my win rate is going to be a bit lower. So my win rate hovers around 40 to 60% with an average R multiple of 3. But with that win rate and that R multiple, you're extremely profitable with that. So, some people like Ike, who's in the building, who just popped in, he uses like a negative risk reward strategy. I mean, his win rate is probably like 70, 80%, but his R multiple is lower. So it's all just a trade-off of what makes sense to you. But that's how I do it. Like this little paper cut, I mean, this is nothing. I'm trading 3 funded accounts right here. So, I mean, I'm down 450 right now total, but per account, it's like 150. It's going to be like a $200 loss, which is, nothing I can't deal with. I've been trading for 4 years, and yes, I am full-time. I have other income sources as well. I stream, do some stuff with prop firms, but yeah, it's all of my income comes from trading businesses. I'm trying to be patient here, guys. Like I know I feel pretty damn confident I'm going to get stopped out, but I'm trying to keep the stream going until I get stopped out. But I'm getting a little bit, Yeah, okay, there we go. We're stopped. I'm honestly happy to be stopped. I got to get ready to enjoy the rest of my night. Gonna watch some TV. I've been watching that show, The Last of Us. It's pretty fire, not gonna lie. So I'm gonna do that. get a nice good night's sleep. And I wake up early, so I'm going to be up probably at like 5 a.m. I like to trade the pre-market, and we'll get the day going. But not too bad, man. Down 168 on 3 accounts. Nothing crazy. Nothing crazy. We'll be back. Mentors. Well, I trade ICT. So I kind of have a bunch of mentors, at least people that I learned from on YouTube for free. And I also learned from Austin Silver, who is who I stream with on ASFX TV, who's an amazing trader, great dude. So yeah, check out ASFX TV, guys, because I'm streaming on there in the New York session, which obviously can be a little more interesting because there's a lot of volatility. So check that out if you want. Again, code ZARB, you get a discount if you want to check it out or try the free trial. But yeah, that'll be the last Asia session stream for the week. Obviously, there will be nothing on Friday night, but I will be back for Sunday night open. And I should have mentioned this, actually. I do have, look, we're coming right back down. Maybe I should have just used the full stop. Yeah, whatever. Last thing to mention, I have a giveaway. If anyone wants to check out the giveaway, man, we're giving away 5 50K challenges with Top 1 futures. All you got to do is follow me on Twitter, like the post, and retweet. You'll be entered. And I'm going to be announcing it on my Asia session stream at 7 p.m. Eastern, so Sunday night. So check that out if you guys want. Also, if you want to check out any Top 1 futures accounts, my link is in the description of this video. And just like anything else, you could use code ZARB, Z-A-R-B, get 40% off. They're running a 40% off promo right now on straight to funded accounts. But all right, guys, enough yapping for me. Thank you so much for tuning in. And it's cool. I feel like we're starting to get some regular viewers in here, and we're going to keep it going. So I'll be back next week, Sunday night, 7 p.m. Turn on the notifications if you don't want to miss it. I'll be announcing that giveaway. And peace out. See you guys then.